Hey everybody, and welcome to this episode of Infantry Outdoors. Yours truly, your favorite disabled DJ, back at it again. I'm DJ Infantry. If you're new to the channel, hey, thanks for checking us out. We've got a lot of stuff in store for you and yours, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and feel free to comment during any part of this video you'd like to hear from us back on. Well guys, here we are at a lake today, back home in the local area. Today I'm going to do kind of a special video. I want to show how I use a multi-camera and voice recorder setup and how I edit a video. So today we're going to go out here to the lake. I got a couple rods, a couple reels, a couple baits I'm going to tie on and throw. But the focus of today's video really is just to show how to sync, edit, and use multi-camera systems and a voice recorder when making a YouTube channel. It's real easy to do. Most softwares put it together for you, but today I'm going to show you how using Cyberlink Power Director 16 Ultra. I know a lot of us have it. Guys, it's an inexpensive program. If you don't have it, it's worth spending a couple extra dollars just for this feature. That's part of the reason I did what I did, and I upgraded from the free version to the paid version so that I'd be able to sync things like audio and video together and save myself a lot of time in the editing room. But for now, remember, if there's a question you guys like to reach out to me, drop it in the comments. You can always write to us at infantryoutdoors@yahoo.com. And of course, I'll put all of the stuff that we're using here in the link below for you guys to buy using our Amazon affiliate link. Help out the channel at the same time you buy a great product. So, camera, voice recorder, software, rods, reels, lines, everything down below. Check it out. What do you say we get out to the water, guys? I got a couple baits tied on. We're going to be using my Canon T6i camera as the primary camera and my Akaso Brave 4K as our action camera. We're also using a Sony voice recorder with a LEW'S mic that's going to be providing the audio while we're doing this multi-cam shoot. Now, it is important to use a voice recorder when doing multi-camera shoots because you may not be close enough to the microphone all the time for it to pick you up. With this, it's right here, as you guys can see beneath my shirt. It's protected from the wind as best as I can make it, but it's not where it's going to, every time I move, you're going to hear shh. Okay, you don't want that either. So make sure that your stuff is positioned correctly. Now this does provide some wind protection, but on a windy day, you're always going to have it, guys. You know, you can only do but so much. So let's get out on the water, let's get geared up, let's get the GoPro on, and I will show you guys how we film and shoot a multi-camera shoot. Stay tuned. Okay everybody, so the first thing you're going to want to do is where are you going to set up your primary camera. Now in this case, I'm setting it up on the bank right by the water's edge, trying to face out a little bit so that if I'm fishing, you guys can see the action that I'm doing. Okay, the next thing you're going to want to do is put your GoPro on. Everybody has one of these. Almost every YouTuber uses one, and this is how they usually use it. It's a chest mount. Now this is my Akaso Brave 4K Ultra HD. I love this camera, been using it. You know, it's a good affordable camera for the price point and get you really great results. Now the next thing we're going to use is this, a Sony digital voice recorder. Nothing special. Okay, you can pick them up at Best Buy, and a LEW'S mic or a clip-on mic that goes up underneath your shirt, which I have here. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start rolling our tape like we've done here. We're going to roll it on this camera. Video start. Roll it on this camera and record on this camera. Now I'm going to lock this into place as I'm going to just let this recorder run. This is going to be the baseline for my video now. I put it in a little pouch that I have on my belt, so it's tucked out of the way. Cords run up to here. Now we're recording on two cameras with an audio effect. I'll flop back and forth between the cameras so you guys can see, but no matter where I move or what I do, the audio is going to stay true because it's right here on me. So after you set up your camera and you get your GoPro ready, basically all that's left to do is fish. And mind that you have two cameras. You have one here to see your view, one here to see the view of what's going on. Now I use my Canon T6i as my primary and my GoPro as my backup, or as my, you know, when something's happening or I want somebody to see the action. So keep that in mind, and this is how we shoot two camera setups. So let me grab a rod and reel, do a little bit of fishing, and let you guys check it out. Stay tuned. So to start things off, I've got a wacky rig, little wacky worm with a nail weight in it. It's Nico style setup. Let you guys see it on this camera as well. It's been a little cool here. We've been dealing with some cold fronts here in South Florida. So I've downsized the bait, and hopefully we'll see what happens. The only other thing I have tied on today really is a drop shot. Again, this isn't really about catching fish as much as it is just showing you guys what a two camera setup, how it works, what it does, and how to edit it. Remember, make sure you guys follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on Fishbrain. And if you guys have something that you'd like to see, drop it in the comments below, okay? Don't feel shy. I try to hit back every single comment I ever get in my videos. So I want you guys to remember that if you comment, we will comment you back. It may not be right away, but I promise I will be getting to you. Now, all I'm doing with this little tiny worm is just throwing them out there. Let them sink to the bottom. And then just little tips with the rod tip. Reel in the slack. Little bumps with the rod tip. Let in the slack. Let it sit there for a minute. And what that does is that worm is standing up like this, it's getting his tail wagging. Every time you do a little bump, 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 it gets his tail wagging. Oh, I think I got one. I got one. Fish on, baby. First, oh, he fell off. No, right there, he fell off. That was about to be the first fish of 2019 for me. And you guys can see as I change from camera to camera angle to try to give you guys the best action. I can't believe I lost that fish. That would have been my first fish of 2019. It would have been great. See if we can do it again. But one of the things I will tell you guys is don't be afraid of using multi-camera angles in your videos because of editing. I'm going to show you that, you know, with the right software, I know everybody's on the free kick, but sometimes, you know, when you get to a certain level, you have to upgrade your stuff. You have to. I mean, you could still keep doing the same thing, but I'm a believer in, I always upgrade my stuff, my cameras, and whenever I can, whenever possible. The reason for it is the better quality of videos that you guys put out, the better your videos will actually be. So cell phones are great to start off with. I've started my channel with a cell phone and a GoPro and a voice recorder. So I have done 3-camera, 4-camera, 5-camera editing since the beginning. And I did it, I'm gonna show you 2 ways in this video. I did it the old-fashioned way, and then when I upgraded the software, I did it the new way. And the new way is so much better. So that's the whole purpose of this video today, is to show you guys how to edit using multi-camera angles. And we're going to be using Power Director 16 Ultra. I think when it came out, or when the upgrade became available. Because like you guys, I used the free program, okay? I'm not saying free programs don't have their place. But to do things professionally, like what we're doing here with multi-camera editing and voice recorders and things like that, it's really clutch to have the right software that will pretty much do what you need to do for you. It'll save you time in the editing room, it'll save you time in your post-production, and it will definitely make for better videos. So keep that in mind. one. Hot dog. Finally, broke the skunk off of 2019.
Maybe that.
He ate my worm.
Did he really?
There's no worm left. There you go, guys.
That little thing ate
Little tiny thing. He hit it right here at the edge. And he ate my worm. I don't see it in there. Nothing to write home about, but at least I caught one to show you guys. Alright guys, so we got plenty of footage to work with today. We got one fish, 5 misses. It's been an interesting day out here. Again, like I said, the purpose of this video isn't to really go out here and catch a fish. We all know that can be done. The purpose of this video is to be able to show you guys multi-camera editing using a voice recorder system. So, we got our footage. I'll see you guys back in the editing room. Stay tuned.
Infantry Outdoors is sponsored in part by RealTimeBait.com. 100% customizable soft plastics made your way. Shop today at RealTimeBait.com. Lady B with the National Motor Club. Drive protected, drive with the Motor Club. And by donations from viewers like you.
Alright everybody, so we're here in the editing room. Got a lot of great footage, caught a couple of fish. Had a good time out there. Now it's time to put that great footage we shot together with multiple camera angles, also using the voice recorder to keep our audio in check no matter where we are, close or far from the camera. Now today we're going to be using Power Director 16 Ultra. I know a lot of you have used Power Director, the free version. Well, basically the reason I upgraded from the free to this version, and it was only a $70 or $80 purchase, guys, it's not a lot, was because I wanted to be able to do multiple camera angles and syncing audio on more than one camera. Now the free version didn't allow me to do this, so I went ahead and upgraded along with a few of the other features, such as it offers an action cam menu where you can actually go in, clean up, and fix your action cam footage to make it even better. So today we're going to show you 2 ways using Power Director Ultra 16. Now I will put the link in the description below so you guys can shop using our Amazon affiliate links, as well as our camera, voice recorder, GoPros. Everything that we use is always in our links, guys, so please help out the channel, shop using Amazon using our links, and we'll get a small kickback to help the channel keep growing. So with that said, guys, we've got the footage loaded in here. I'm going to be recording the screen capture as we go about doing this. To start things off, we're going to open up our Power Director and load the footages that we want to use, just like we normally would for any other project that we're working on. Now, first way I'm going to show you is how to use the multi-camera menu inside of Power Director. So we're going to go up here, we're going to click our multi-camera, and up pops these windows. Now this one you can close out. As you can see, you have 1, 2, 3, and 4, a preview window and a timeline. Okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to select what we want to use. Now in our case we have an audio recorder and 2 cameras. So number 1 is going to be our audio. So we're going to go up to import audio from library, and there it is. Click on that. Okay. Number 1 is now our audio recorder. Now let's do number 2. Same principle, same process. Now we're going to use the triangle, now we're going to use the plus arrow. Again, import from library, and we're going to use camera 1, which is my Canon T6 that I use as my primary. Now the same thing applies for the 3rd camera. Media library, and now we're going to grab the GoPro. Okay, so all 3 pieces are now loaded inside of our software. Now, this is the reason why I upgraded the software. Up here, it says Sync by Audio Analytics. Then all you're going to do is click Apply. Wait for everything to sync itself up, and half of your work is done. Now, as I say, this is the key feature of why I upgraded from the free version to this software, was to be able to synchronize music, to be able to synchronize audio between multiple cameras, or just to be able to sync audio and video. This really does save you a lot of time, because if any of you have ever done this before, the old way is basically lining up your dot markers, or the old days of having to clap 3 times, you know, to sync the audio and video. Nowadays the computer does it for you. So keep that in mind. Upgrading your software does have a lot of benefits. And another important thing to remember, of course, is the larger your files are, the longer that this will take. So but once it syncs up, it makes it pretty easy. Now this way, I don't generally use this way to edit my videos for multi-camera shoots. I'll show you here the way I do it in a minute. Now we're going to open this timeline up, and we're going to click to right here. And as you guys can see, there's the audio. Now up here, depending on which one you have selected, will determine what you're previewing up here. So let's go camera 2. 1 is our audio, so we don't need to worry about that. 2 is going to be our primary camera, and 3 being our GoPro. Now there we have our camera 1 footage.
Already rolling. Okay, everybody, so
and there's our second
to start
camera.
things off, I've got a wacky rig.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to back this off to right where the 2 pieces meet. Which is right about there. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is watch here for where I'm going to want to start my clip, which is right about there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the record button, and we're going to hit record. Now this will automatically start recording, and then all you have to do to switch from camera 1 to camera 2 while it's recording is to click on which view you would want to see during that time. So let's click on record. It's recording on camera 1.
Okay, everybody, so to start things off, I've got a
Put our mouse over camera 2.
wacky rig. A little wacky worm with a nail weight in it. Nico style setup. Let you guys see it on this camera as well. It's been a little cool here. We've been dealing with some cold fronts here in South Florida. So I downsized the bait, and hopefully this we'll see what happens. The only other thing I have tied on today really is a drop shot.
Continue this throughout the clip.
Again, this isn't really about catching fish as much as it is just showing you guys what a 2-camera setup, how it works, what it does, and how to edit it.
And then when you're done, you just simply stop. Now these are your pieces here. So what I'm going to do is actually go back and undo. I'm going to show you guys one more time. Reset the cue. Record.
Okay, everybody.
Starting on camera 1.
To start things off, I've got a wacky rig. A little wacky worm with a nail weight in it. It's Nico style setup. Let you guys see it on this camera as well. It's been a little cool here. We've been dealing with some cold fronts here in South Florida. So I downsized the bait, and hopefully this we'll see what happens. The only other thing I have tied on today
continue
really
the process
is a drop shot
as you go down. Now this is again one way of editing multi-cameras. Now when you're done, all of the pieces come up here on your top timeline where it says recording, and then when you're finished you hit OK, and it will create your file for you, which is right here.
Okay, everybody, so to start things off, I've got a wacky rig. A little wacky worm with a nail weight in it. It's Nico style setup. Let you guys see it on this camera as well. It's been a little cool here. We've been dealing with some cold fronts here in South Florida. So I downsized the bait.
Okay, and that's one way that you guys can edit using Cyberlink Power Director, is using that feature. Now, I don't generally use that feature. The way that I do it is going to be like this. I like to take things on their own timelines, putting one here, putting GoPro here, and then putting audio on the next available audio line. So now I can take these 3 pieces, and you can see right here, sync by audio. Click on that, and it will sync your pieces like it did before. Now we have all of our 3 pieces sunk on the timeline down here. As you can see, they're all staggered in different places. Now what I like to do is I take this piece here, and I go to the start of that piece. Now I will highlight all 3 pieces and hit Control T, which is Control Tear. Then I'm going to highlight the 3 pieces again that the pieces I just did, and then we're going to delete out what we don't need. This just makes it easier for you guys, or for anybody, to work on their clip. So now you can go home, and this will all start together. Now all 3 pieces do have audio, so all 3 pieces you will hear audio.
Okay, everybody, so to start things off, I've got a wacky ring, a little wacky worm with a nail weight in it.
Okay, so we have all 3 pieces running together. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to mute the primary and secondary camera's audio, mute clip, and we're only going to be using this clip, which is our audio recorder, as our audio baseline. As I stated before in the video, your audio recorder will become the baseline of your video. Just turn it on, let it run, set it and forget it. Let your clips sync to your audio. That way you at least have a baseline of the entire day. You're not using up a lot of camera footage trying to use a camera as your baseline, whereas the voice recorder uses up a smaller amount of space, and it's really easy to sync using this technique. So the first thing we're going to start with is, obviously I don't want it to start off in GoPro camera footage number 2, so click on that, come to the very end, and you'll see it turns into that. Click and drag, and you can shorten this without moving it. Okay, so now that gives us, when we start this over, me at the beginning.
Okay, everybody, so to start things off, I've got a wacky ring, a little wacky worm with a nail weight in it. It's Nico style setup. Let you guys see it on this camera.
Now I can trim this to exactly where I want it to go and have it cut in right where I want it to.
Wacky ring, a little wacky worm with a nail weight in it. It's Nico style.
See how I missed it there, so we can trim it a little bit further.
Nail weight in it. It's Nico style setup. Let you guys see it on this camera as well. It's been a little cool here. We've been dealing with some cold fronts here in South Florida.
And then I'm going to click on this file again, do a Control Tear, and grab it and shorten it because I want to go back to camera 1. Now this kind of seems redundant. It kind of seems, you know, like I'm doing it over and over and over again. But I feel that this method is better because I can really trim those clips in tiny or big, or get them to drop exactly where I want it to drop, versus the other method that I showed you where it's playing in real time and you're kind of switching. So you would really have to know your footage to know at what key points you would want to switch that footage, and then if it wasn't right, you'd have to go back and trim the markers again anyway. So I feel that this method, when multi-camera editing, at least for 2 cameras, it's really not hard. Even 3 cameras, it's not hard. So as we continue on, now we have something that looks
with a nail weight in it.
Like this.
Nico style setup. Let you guys see it on this camera as well. It's been a little cool here. We've been dealing with some cold fronts here in South Florida. So
and it switches back to camera 1, which is our primary.
We'll see what happens. The only other thing I have tied on today really is a drop shot. Again, this isn't really about catching fish as much as it is just showing you guys.
Now that I've stopped there, I'm going to want to put in camera 2 again because that's pretty cool. You know, right after the cast, you can, you know, show the footage. And you can also use, right here you have sound markers. You know, this is your audio of your camera, and you can use that to kind of tell you where to mark in and mark out your footages and where you want camera A and camera B to flop. So let's see how this looks.
Showing you guys what a 2-camera setup.
Okay, let's come back a little bit more.
A drop shot. Again, this isn't really about catching fish.
There's the cast.
As much as it is just
Camera
showing
2.
you guys what a 2-camera setup, how it works, what it does, and how to edit it.
Now I want to go back to camera 1. So control tear, move over a little bit, and there we go. And again, here's our edit.
Just showing you guys what a 2-camera setup, how it works, what it does, and how to edit it. Remember, make sure you guys follow us.
And that's basically it, guys. You just continue this same process throughout your video, you know, dropping the pieces into place, syncing them by the audio, and then compiling what camera you want to show on your timeline. Now, I like this way better, as I said, than the multi-camera settings that it comes with. Only reason is because when you're watching real time, it's kind of hard to know when you're recording where you want that camera to cut in and cut out. I'm sure you could do it with lots of practice, but I kind of feel that this method works for me the best. So either way, those are the 2 ways to sync your audio, video, and clips using Power Director 16 Ultra. Very easy. Don't be afraid, guys, to get out there and play with more than one camera. Get a voice recorder system. I feel that the voice recorder is probably one of the most important tools we as creators can have, because a lot of situations you're far from the mic, or there's situations where you're in a convention and there's a lot of background noise and you're too far to be heard. You know, quality is key, and to get better quality videos, these are the things that we have to do. We have to upgrade our software, we have to buy new cameras, we have to learn new techniques. So I hope that this helps you guys. I really want you all to get out there and try out the multi-camera system. Some of us use a primary and GoPro, some of us should have 2 GoPros, but get out and use them, try them, let them all run together and sync them in post-production. It's really not a hard thing to do, and your videos will come out so much better because of it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I really hope it educated you a little bit on how to use 2-camera editing. Now, I do not know if all softwares are the same. I know that Adobe Premiere does sync audio as well. Power Director is what I currently use. Check them out. Check out other programs. But I can guarantee you guys, to get the results that you're going to want, you're going to have to buy the software. It's not going to be something that's going to come in a free package. It's just not that way. But if it does, hey, drop it in the comments below and I'll recommend it to our viewers. So I hope this really helped you guys out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the fishing part at the beginning of the video. But as always, I hope this and all of my adventures inspires you guys to get outdoors. So until our next adventure, and until we're in the editing room again, I'm DJ Infantry. Thanks for watching Infantry Outdoors. Be sure to give us a thumbs up on this video, drop us a comment, and if you're not subscribed by now, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Make sure you ring that bell next to it so you're notified each and every time we put out a video. Well, guys, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day. We'll see you.